We are going to allow 5 minutes for discussion of any objection to the Credentials Committee report, and then we will allow another 5 minutes for a response. Representative DeGraff.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The objections that I have is to the system in general that we have called the gold standard, and which I call the gold standard of security theater, which is actions and countermeasures that create a feeling of security among people without actually improving their safety. So what we have is we have SB 22-153 that was codified into CRS 1-13-708 that was stated plainly that any person who knowingly publishes or causes to be published passwords or other confidential information relating to a voting system shall immediately have their authorized access revoked and be guilty of a Class 3 felony, in addition to USC Code 44-3572 that makes compromising classified information an offense punishable by 5 years in jail. These, of course, are AG issues, which he has not pursued. But what we have as a problem with this, with the gold standard, which was rendered relatively worthless from its 26 May 2023 certification by a complete compromise of the BIOS passwords, which would lasted at least 4 months publicly and lasted probably by the security standards that were failed to be implemented, the federal security standards under FISMA, that had been violated for probably the duration of that time, rendering the certification effectively void. So I won't get into all that we're only given 5 minutes, but CRS 1-5-601.5, all voting systems shall meet the voting system standards. And this is to the keys to the kingdom as referred by the AG's team. And these systems were not. The system in general before the breach on 26 May 2023 was only certified to substantially comply with the requirements of the voting system standards from 2002. Yet the CRS 1-5-601.5 states plainly that all voting systems shall meet the voting system standards that were promulgated. That means all, not some, not most, not substantially. 2002 voting system standards 2.2.5.2 states that election audit trails provide the supporting documentation for varying the correctness of reported election results. They present a concrete, indestructible archival record of all system activities related to the vote tally and are essential for the public confidence and accuracy. And violations of these are considered civil rights violations. So I think but yet we have a system that regularly deletes these records, a system that deletes the records of voting, which include log records, which include error messages. All of the records are specified that they must be retained. So what we have is a system that we've referred to as the gold standard, and then we say it only substantially meets those requirements. We're not told which requirements that are not met. We're just told that it's substantial, and then we have a violation of our FISMA that governs the password protection. Now, FISMA is a federal law that sets forth requirements for the security of federal information, and NIST is a federal agency that is responsible for developing and promoting the technology. NIST 800-53 is a master control set up by all state cyber and data protection laws are based. States are legally required to comport with FISMA through FIPS 199-200 in the Federal Green Book. All reference standards NIST controls for any entity receiving public funds through a contractor grant. Executive order under President Obama issued 1355-56 entitled Controlled Unclassified Information ordered that our data would be protected in accordance with this manner. And publishing that data on an unsecured website highlights the
Representative DeGraff, you have 1 minute remaining.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. It highlights the lack of confidence that we can have in this system despite calling it the gold standard through which promulgating that lie. So we need to know who supplied the passwords, who supplied that. The governor illustrated quite plainly the very clear and present danger of insider threat by bypassing all levels of security, taking a partisan team and sending them past security to update and fix machines. And I think now, unless you can investigate, you can't find fraud. And what we have is a system that you can't investigate. So there's a lot more, obviously, and in a minute I'm not going to be able to cover all the citations, but the system is broken. Colorado deserves a system that works. Thank you.
Representative Bottoms, I agree to allow 5 minutes for a discussion of any objection, but I see that you are interested in speaking. I will allow another 2 minutes for the objection.